I was just doing a little bit of a dance there. You know, you hear that bass across the street. We're here at CRUISIN GRAND in Escondido, and we did witness the Heartbeat Classics Car Club give a $6,000 check to the veterans, and the veterans are getting involved. And, you know, this car show is a breeding ground for creativity and for goodwill. And it's great here in Escondido, running through September this year, every Friday at 5 o'clock. Now, meanwhile, we're looking here at a Heartbeat Classic from Mark and Joan Pilch in Carlsbad, the owners. And this Classic is a black Chevy. Now, I want to take a look at what's going on with this Chevy. Ooh, my. This is a 1957 Chevy. Love the color. Love how clean it is. It's just a beautiful, beautiful. You know, these classic cars, I've talked about this before, sometimes they don't cost as much as people think. We've seen cars here where they would sell for like $15,000, maybe $20,000. Yes, you got to put money in it and, you know, take care of it, but still, it's competitive with the cost of a used car off a car lot. So, you know, it'd surprise you on some of these. Now, obviously, this car is a classic. It has a lot to do with the model and the year as far as their overall value. But just don't be afraid to get a cool classic car if the price is right for you. And let's just take a look as we go down here. Dick and Pat Knutson from Escondido are showcasing this Heartbeat Classic. This is a Chevy 3124 Cameo truck. Man, this is one of those trucks where, you know, like I've said before, you could eat off the engine, you know, put some food on it. I don't think that would be a good idea, but I'm just saying that they're so clean. They're right off the showroom, fresh. And this Chevy truck, I'm going to peek to the inside. Yes, please, come over here. I was just admiring this beautiful Cameo truck. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I bought that thing about 15 years ago in Temecula. Brought it home in boxes.
In boxes?
In boxes. Completely stripped it down. Put a new engine, new transmission, new front suspension, new rear suspension, new seats, new radio dash, and painted it. I did everything but the paint work.
So that was a lot of money you put in it, right?
I've got that off.
Well, you know, I was just remarking to the audience that, you know, sometimes you'll hear of some of these that are, you know, $15,000, $20,000. You still got to put money in them, but, you know, they're not totally out of the reach of the average guy still. Is that true?
No. Well, not really. The more you can do yourself,
right.
You have to have some intelligence to work and equipment in place to work.
Right, right.
A lot of people don't have that.
That's true.
And if you go out and buy one already done, you're going to pay good money. But if you buy an old one and have it done, you're going to pay more money.
Good point. So you were able to do it yourself. You had the space to do it.
Right.
You had the time, all of that, and it really paid off for you then.
Oh, yes, it does. This is probably about the 15th one I've done.
Oh, wow.
I still have a bunch left to sell.
Woo! So it becomes a lifestyle then?
Well, it's a habit. Keeps me off the golf courses and out of the bars, out of the casinos.
You know, this is a healthy way to do it. And you're bringing joy to people.
Oh, yeah, right.
The good old days. Now, as I look in that interior, tell me about those seats there. How did you do all this?
The seats are out of an 02 Lincoln.
Oh, okay. So that's fancy. Well, electric seats.
Yes.
Okay. Let him get in there, and you can tell us a little bit about this.
It has air conditioning, power steering.
Oh, look at this.
These are the ones I have left to sell. I just sold that one. But these here are all the ones I have left to sell.
Dick and Pat Knutson?
Yeah. I'm trying to downsize.
Right. Does Pat have anything to do with that?
Pat she owns half of them. Half of everything I got is hers.
So what's she saying? All right, now let's clear some of this inventory?
Oh, well, we decided we better start downsizing. We got too many things to do, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I know what you're saying.
Well,
now, this one down here, now that looks I wanted to say Monza or Chevy. What am I looking at?
Corvette ramp side pickup.
Corvette ramp side.
It's got the motor in the back. This ramp folds down so you can just ride your scooter or your wheelchair or whatever it is right up the inside of it. Right.
Wow. Now the Chevys, I remember in the old days, I was living in a house as a little boy, and these brand new Monza or whatever, we're driving by. And they said, "Oh, we don't need radiators, or this is all air cooled and all that." Right. How did all that work out?
Right. I went from 61 to 68. They would have still continued if Ralph Nader would have been shot.
Uh-oh.
He put a big kink in GM's sales. Yeah. And the guy never owned a car, never drove a car in his life.
Oh, my.
But he let everybody in the world know that he knew all about it.
I see. Well, at any rate, so that really is a rare one, isn't it?
It's relatively rare, yes. Yeah. They only made it for 4 years.
Okay.
These trucks, they made these for 4 years. Okay. They made 11,000 of them in 4 years.
Okay. All right. Yep. So, no, all of these are limited. Okay, let's take a look at this one more down here, and that's that blue two-door. What is that, a wagon?
It's Nomad.
A Nomad. Is that a station wagon?
Yes, just like these two.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, this one...
Is that one yours?
No,
okay.
I bought this one from that guy.
Oh. Small world.
Yeah, right.
Cool. What is your name?
My name is Dick Knudsen.
All right, Dick. Thanks for your time, for showing us around a little bit.
When is this going to be on TV?
It's live right now. About our website.
I sure will.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Dick.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thanks. We're looking over here. See, here's where we're talking about that two-door Bel-Air, that wagon that we were looking at on his chart. That's basically a station wagon, two-door. And, man, it's just really nice. Look at this. You had a lot of room in the back, too. It looks like this has one of those fold-down tailgates on the back. And you got tons of room there. And then you got this really generous back seat. These really nice padded front seats that obviously fold forward so you can go back there. But it's just a work of art. Sort of a work of art when you think about it. It's kind of eye candy for guys, but it could be for gals too, right? I remember Doris Day was running around singing about her Chevy and all that. So the thing is, they were easy to drive. They were made purposely so that women and men could use them easily. Let's see, we had one more wagon since we're on the subject of wagons. Let's take a look at this one. Chevrolet. I'm not really seeing a model sticker on it. It just says Chevrolet. So I'm going to do a little exploring. Yeah. I don't see a model on this one. Does anybody know what model this one is? Oh, it's a 210. Right, we just looked at that. This is a 210. Now, they had the 210 sedan, too? Okay. And what year is this, 56? 1956 210. Just a nice, solid Chevrolet wagon, two-door. Again, it had those features of that fold-down back seat, back cargo, whatever you call it here. Looks like that just twists and folds down. But oh my, those were the days. You sure got a lot of car for the money. And this one is a 1956, and it's got the 56 plate, California 56, back in the days when they would just mail you a plate every year. So, it was kind of nice because they were nice enough to mail it to you. You just come to your mailbox and say, okay, hey, it's time to change the license plate. But, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We're still doing that. I just got my notice from DMV. So I got to get my act together on my car, too. Alrighty, so what do you think, Rich? You want to go up a little more, or let's do a couple more. Let's do this. Okay. Since we're on the Chevys, this one here. Oh man, I love it. I mean, if you're Irish, this would be. I love this car. I love the green. It's just beautiful. And you got that metal flake in there. Look at this too. This is a lost art with these shady windows. Now, as I recall, you could have a little cooler that would attach to these windows. It had water in it. And so as you're driving along, the air would blow through that little water and blow on you and cool you down on a budget. You didn't need air conditioning for that. It's just a fancy evaporative cooler. Those were the days, folks. And then also, if you ever heard thunder and bass today, you drive along and you got some guy, boom, boom. These had old tube type with big vacuum tubes, you know, and they were playing the bass, man, on big bass woofers in their day in these cars. And you heard rich tube bass like you never heard. This is what we're talking about. And this was standard. Standard. Your standard radio would have that. Now, as we look over here, it's a 1955. It's a 210. So it's the cousin of that last one we looked at, that wagon. Again, look at the simplicity of the car. I mean, gosh. That motor, you can actually reach in there and fix it if you had to. I love that. We're back with the fancy window shades again. Well, this would actually keep condensation or rain off the window. I believe that was a lot of it. Same with this cover, which you really can't see well because of the hood. But there's like this shaded overlay cover from the window. And the whole idea of this was to keep rain off the windshield. So you still needed wipers, but the point is you didn't need them as much. And this would also help in the same manner. Four-door, that beautiful green, unbelievable, just great. Just a standard hubcap looked good on these. That was a stock hubcap there with the Chevy logo on it. Nice big fat tires. These things had smooth ride too. Alrighty, well, enough of that. Eating me heart out, 'tis luck of the Irish. Here's a Corvette. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my. Performance, that's the word. Corvette. Yeah. Corvette. Now, I don't know the particulars on this year again. See if they have something posted. Definitely looks like it would be late 50s, early 60s. Stingray. Let's see. Any clues? Maybe the license plate. 65. 1965. Wow. Man, this thing is like a race car. If you sit down low in that thing in those bucket seats, man, you're low to the ground, and hang on, because this thing is going to move big time, fast. That's what it's all about. And it looks like it has that pop-up to go over it. There's like switches on it. I'm not going to touch those. I get in big trouble, man. I will not touch those switches, I promise. But, okay. So 1965 is the year. Lyndon Baines Johnson is president at that point. And this is the mover and the shaker. Corvette Stingray, 1965. Here's a 55 ragtop. Bel-Air. Yeah, oh yeah, creamsicle. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Today's a hot day. I'd like to have a creamsicle right now. Again, look at those hubcaps, man. I mean, they were happening. You didn't need to have real fancy wheels. Just a nice hubcap would do it. 1955 Bel-Air. A 265 4-barrel carburetor, built in Flint, Michigan. It had the Power Glide 2-speed automatic. It's got everything here. Production quantity. Oh, man. Guess what the base price of this